On July 18th, there were 4 games in which both teams scored 10 or more runs. That hasn't been done since 1894. Simple question. Can you name one of those teams from 1894? Folks, welcome to the Baseball Brewhaha. We got coffee, we got trivia. We're turning way back. It's hard to believe that when things happen that haven't happened since 1894. It feels like we get a lot of these sometimes. But this one was an interesting one. A lot of runs being scored. Adam, what do we got?
We've got trying to figure out from 1894 on July 4th and July 9th, this mass run explosion happened that was similar to what just happened July 18th. Between July 4th and July 9th, 9 teams scored 10 or more runs. We need to name one of those 9 teams. What is your guess?
Well, I was thinking that this might have been the period of like a lot of oddball team names. But I was thinking around this time the Baltimore Orioles were kind of like in the mix there. So, and I had just been like reading some stuff about them, so I just went Baltimore Orioles.
Okay, and I went with the Brooklyn Bridegrooms because I had recently read about them, and that was a fun name. So let's go to the notes and see what happened. You were correct. Baltimore Orioles were one of the teams. The Brooklyn Bridegrooms were not one of the teams.
Yeah, and it was fun. They're close. They lost a game 20-8. I think they lost another game like 13-8 or something like that. So they were close, but not quite.
Yeah, a lot of runs going on at that point. So let's take a look at the scoreboard. Aaron, you're starting to pull away a little bit here. I'm getting nervous as we head into the weekend, but we got some ball game left here. So let's see what happens. Next question.
Okay, here we go. So in 1894, the league had 12 teams in 12 cities. More than half of these cities still have teams, so more than 6. Can you give me the exact number?
I'm going to go with 8. I don't know. Let's go 8.
Yeah. I mean, this is a hard one because you're just picking out of thin air, but I try to narrow.
Yeah, I think where I went wrong here was I didn't go by city. I went by the actual team. Like, for example,
Bridegrooms or something.
The Bridegrooms or whatever.
Which, Brooklyn would not have qualified.
Correct.
Here, but still. So the answer is 10, which I was actually really surprised. And several of them are like still, you have Philadelphia Phillies, you got Baltimore
Giants.
Orioles. Yeah, Giants. I mean, so it's not like, I was surprised in 1894 that many of the teams are not that different than today.
Yeah. So I was doing a little bit of background research here on the 1894 season, and the championship series was actually called the World's Championship Series, but they played for a trophy called the Temple Cup.
Okay.
But the Temple Cup series was discontinued after just a few seasons. Why?
Well, I don't really know. My thought is there was a lot of like league changing and American League, National League, blah blah blah, all happening at this time. So I just went with the fact that because there was just one league in National League in 1894, they added a league and then they just like changed everything.
That's incorrect. But the correct answer is related to the fact that there was only one league.
Okay.
And so there were no playoffs. It was just the first place team would play the second place team in a 7-game series. But because they had just played an entire season and the first place team finished in first and the second place team finished in second, there was just like general apathy toward the Temple Cup by both the players and the fans.
Yeah.
And in the early seasons, the Temple Cup was won like 3 out of 4 times by the second place team. And so that created this sense of, well, what the heck's the purpose of the season then?
Yeah. So that is super fascinating.
Yeah. So they got rid of the Temple Cup and then somebody brought it back later and then it expanded and all that. went to the World Series. But
there you go.
Temple Cup history. There you go. It'll, maybe pop up on a, Trivial Pursuit one day.
Yeah, indeed.
So here we are. Well, we both missed that one. So we're heading into the weekend at 5-2. Before we head into the weekend, Aaron, we got some shout outs. Who we shouting out today?
I'm going to shout out our friend Nick, who is subscribed on Facebook for sensing a theme here. Shout you out on Facebook if you're on Facebook. So
that's right, especially the polls. We love doing the polls with y'all.
Yeah. So thanks, Nick, for hanging with us. Love having you.
Yeah. Special thanks over here.
Special thanks to Sarah Lang, says Slings on Sports, Baseball Reference, MLB for all the fun stuff here. Comment below. Find us on Twitter. That's all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Later.